What's up, you motherfuckers? Good to see you. Okay, so I just watched a movie, admittedly more than once, and it's just come out from Disney. It is called Frozen, or some people call it the Snow Queen, whatever, Frozen. And I, like many people, once again, preconceived notion, looked at this movie, and before I watched it, I thought, fucking hell, is it that time of year again? Disney just gonna spew out another fucking kid-friendly movie about bullshit that's never gonna recapture the glory of the Renaissance days. Badly, I love this film. It reminded me quite a lot of, of the Renaissance films, and mostly because in the Renaissance films, films like The Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin or Pocahontas or The Lion King, they all were set somewhere different. And a lot of people didn't pick up on this, but obviously Beauty and the Beast was set in France, Bonjour, 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 bonjour. Yeah, obviously Pocahontas was set in like America, but old America, before it was settled, so Native America, what it's probably called at the time, whatever the fuck they called it. Beauty and the Beast, obviously, yeah, France. Aladdin, Agrabah, so I'm not sure what fucking country it is. I guess it's like Afghanistan, Baghdad, something like that. It's an Arabic country. Excuse me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this one, Frozen, I can't remember whether it's set in Germany or Switzerland or Norway or something, but I think it is Germany. I'm not sure. I really should have read up on this. Whatever. It's one of those countries where I don't know. I'm sure a guy was wearing lederhosen, so it might be fucking Germany. But yeah, this is a movie I really didn't want to see. It was like Monsters Inc. or Monsters University. I was just like, I don't want to fucking see this film. It's gonna be more bullshit. And I thought it's gonna be like Tangled. And although Tangled wasn't a bad movie, I just felt like, it's gonna be one of those fucking Disney films. So I put off watching it, and then I did watch it, and I loved it. The soundtrack took me back to the old days where the fucking Disney songs were good, where they were catchy, where you wanted to listen to them again, where the songs were that good, you'd go out and buy the fucking soundtrack to it on cassette. And cassette was really bad fucking quality, so you knew it was fucking good songs you wanted to listen to. This one, the first song, I didn't really like the opening song, but it was kind of like setting the tone for where you were. But then, there were a couple of songs that were good, and then they'd rehash the song later on, so you'd hear it kind of again. Like, not like in Aladdin, where it's like, where they sing a whole new world, and at the end it's like, a whole new world, a whole new life for you and me. You're like, oh my god, I know that song, they sang it earlier. They do that a couple of times in Frozen. So it's like, it's not just a song spur of the moment, it's how they feel, it's their song, it's to do with that person, it's personal, it's like the story of their life, it's like the soundtrack to them, which I kind of liked. This movie I really loved. It wasn't the most, elaborate fucking theme. It was pretty simple. There's a snow queen, there's two princesses. One princess has the ability to create icicles and things like that. She can make it snow, she can build sculpture, she can do all this crazy stuff. And at the start she just has fun with it, trying to learn, and then she has an accident with her sister, and she's forced to keep away from anyone so she doesn't harm anyone, and her sister thinks she resents her because she can't remember anything about the accident. So she grows up to thinking her sister resents her, and then the day of her sister's coronation, the younger sister meets a prince. She falls in love with him in Disney fashion, falls in love with him straight away. They have a song together, Disney fashion, and then little bits unfold, and this is the first time I've seen in a Disney film where they question the love angle. The Queen's pretty much just like, you've only just met him, there's no way in hell you're marrying him, no way, Jose. And then they kind of just have a conflict, and then, then the story unfolds from then. They've got some amazing songs, it's got some funny moments, it's got a lot of heart to it, and it makes you, it's kind of change perspective of the Disney way of doing things. It's not just fall in love with this guy, true love's first kiss, end of story, live happily ever after. It's a bit different. They deviate from that. It's about fucking time they've done that. This song really, the movie in a whole just reminded me of the Renaissance, the Disney Renaissance. So Frozen was a Great movie. I think you should watch it. If you liked the classics like I did, this is the closest thing you've had to it in years, where the soundtrack's just been brilliant. You had characters you like that don't really irritate you, and if they irritate you, it's because they've been designed to irritate you, not just characters you're supposed to like, but you think, fuck them. You know where it's going to go in the end. You know what the end's going to be, but it's still a fucking great story. Next, I'm going to talk to you about some of the messages in the older Disney movies. First of all, Aladdin, which I didn't really realise as a kid, but I kind of realise now when I sit back and watch it. First of all, it is not okay to start a relationship built on deceit, built on a lie. He wanted Jasmine, fine, but he had this idea that the only way he could possibly get her was if he was a prince, and he'd need to deceive her in order to pull this grand charade off. And then even then she accepts him. So the moral to the story with that is it's okay to lie in a relationship. As long as you mean well, it's okay to deceive people. You know, she thought he was dead or worse or tortured or chained up, and for some reason he turns up and she doesn't recognise his face. She just goes, oh look, there's this street rat who looks like this, and there's this prince who looks like this, and he sounds and looks exactly like him but in different clothes, and I'm not going to click on. And the fact his name's Aladdin and his name's Ali, I'm never going to click onto that. Not ever. No? Okay. Fine. No wonder Jafar hadn't fucked about. Second of all, Beauty and the Beast, Gaston. First of all, he's always scared me a bit as a kid because he's so big and burly and muscly, and I ate 5 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large, or whatever. 4 dozen eggs, okay. The moral of the story is if you're really handsome and you're a complete dickhead, the way to get a girl, basically, is to get a dad thrown into a mental asylum to bribe her, and then if all else fails, go and kill her boyfriend. That's what you take away from the story. It also gives you a true story about not judging a book by a cover. Belle is one of the most unselfish Disney princesses ever. Her, Mulan, and Pocahontas completely act rationally, sacrificing what's right for acceptance. Mulan, I think, was based on a true story. She chose to go in her father's place to war, knowing what the penalty would be if she was found out. Belle thought she'd spend forever with the beast in his castle just to save her father, who didn't have many years left. Let's face it, look at him. And Pocahontas knew what her cultural rights were, what could happen to her, and yet she still went against it for love, not just for love, to do the right thing. You know, everyone else is just selfish. It's all about me. Little Mermaid. Here's a story from Ariel. If you don't do as you're told, you're still going to get what you want. And instead of listening to your parents about the dangers and acknowledging that they're right about some things, completely disregard it, go out there, do the opposite of what you've been told and do exactly what you want, and then when bad things happen to your family, it's okay, because in the end you get what you want, so you learn absolutely no lesson. Okay, these are the little messages that I didn't like, that I didn't realise when I was younger. And The Lion King, I like the message in that. It's a message of sometimes you're scared to do something, and you do it because it's the right thing to do, whether you want to or not. Simba was, he kind of said, sometimes bad things happen and there's nothing you can do about it. And he went from believing that to saying, I've got a job to do. It's time for me to man up and be the lion I was always meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So, those are the kind of Disney films that I just loved the songs as I was a kid and I didn't really understand them. Frozen has got a nice message to it about not taking everything on face value, of looking into things deeper and not just trying to marry a guy the day you meet him. But here's a little song for Aladdin that you should remember. I think it's Prince Ali, liar is he, deceitful bastard. I love the Disney stars, I do, but I don't think they give a great message. I think sometimes the message is just fall in love with the first guy that offers it to you, fuck him, have a kid, and then bring them to Disneyland. I don't think anyone could disagree with that point. That's pretty much the honesty part of it, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you take from Disney movies, old ones or new ones? Because I feel like in the last few years, I think in the 2000-ish to 2010, they'd kind of fizzled out a bit. They'd kind of gone. I think Walt Disney would have been turning in the grave with some of the shit they were chucking out. Now, I do think he'd appreciate that times had changed, and and as long as you make kids happy, that's all that matters. But I do think they've deviated a lot from what his original idea of enjoyment was. Not every fucking TV show needs to be a live-action comedy sketch show. But I just wanted to, Disney's great. And a lot of people say, I've never seen a Disney film, I can't believe that. I don't believe it. You can't love films and not love a Disney film, or know it's a Disney film. So, safe, respect, you bastards, and I hope you like this review.